A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far too negligent about pediatric endocrinology, a prophecy was born. Not a noble one, not a chosen one, a dangerously unregulated one. Tatooine, heat stroke capital of the Outer Rim. A boy lives in slavery, pod races for food, and builds droids out of junk. Standard trauma resume. Qui-Gon arrives, sees the signs, feels the Force, and orders a midichlorian test. Obi-Wan squints at the readout. Master, his midichlorians are off the charts. Qui-Gon nods. Then Obi-Wan tilts the scanner. Wait. That's not all. His blood sugar is 412 paw. Qui-Gon stares at the boy, then stares at the scanner, then does the math. Because nothing kills Jedi enthusiasm faster than the cost of insulin in a privatized galaxy. Anakin's pancreas? Absolutely useless. It's not a prophecy anymore. It's an emergency. They don't call a healer. They don't call social services. They enter him into a lightsaber cult with no medical department, no snack protocol, and exactly one droid with a glucose scanner, who doesn't work weekends. And that is how the Skywalker saga begins. Not with destiny, not with balance, but with one tiny kid, one broken pancreas, and a Jedi Council about to ignore every medical ethics guideline ever written. Coruscant. The heart of the Republic, the brain of galactic bureaucracy, and now, the place where a child with a chronic condition is debated like a zoning ordinance. The Jedi Council assembles. Yoda squints. Mace Windu frowns. Ki-Adi-Mundi Googles, "What is pancreas?" and gets distracted by a wiki on rare Force allergies. Obi-Wan presents the case. A strong connection to the Force. Gifted, brave. Also, wildly diabetic. Yoda grunts. Fear leads to anger. Insulin leads to expense. Mace Windu starts scrolling the archives, pretending he understands endocrinology. It says here, blood sugar should not be over 300. He's at 412. Kit Fisto raises his hand. Does the Force not regulate glucose? Everyone ignores him. Shaak Ti suggests meditation. Luminara says discipline. Ki-Adi-Mundi once again suggests maybe if he focuses hard enough, his pancreas will regenerate itself. Obi-Wan stares into the middle distance and reevaluates his entire apprenticeship. Eventually, they vote. Begrudgingly. Anakin is accepted into the Jedi Order. But not because he's ready, because they think he's the chosen one. And if he's not, well, that's someone else's blood sugar crash. They don't assign him a medical droid. They don't install a medbay. They hand him a training saber, a robe 2 sizes too big, and tell him not to be afraid. Of what? Passing out mid-force push? Or dying in a hallway while someone files a form? Anakin begins his Jedi training. He's fast, focused, powerful, also deeply medically unstable. Obi-Wan adjusts. Lightsaber drills, then juice breaks. Force meditation, then blood tests. Morning kata, then checking for ketones. By week 2, Anakin's passed out twice. Once mid-telekinesis, once mid-Form 4. Yoda blames attachment. Obi-Wan nods slowly. Yes, attachment. To not dying. The temple has 73 vending machines. It has 0 full-time medics. Mace Windu files a complaint. Why are there so many vending machines but not one goddamn medbay? Yaddle answers without looking up. Profit. Medbays do not bring. But vending machines? Yes. Profit. They do. Anakin adapts. He learns to hide glucose gel in his boots. He memorizes the carb count of every temple snack. He can detect a hypoglycemic Padawan from across the room, but still refuses to document his numbers. Obi-Wan finds him collapsed in the archive. Syrup pouch open. Face sweaty. Surrounded by nutrition data pads and a single message on repeat. I was meditating. He wasn't. He was trying to force balance his pancreas, and nearly died next to a copy of lightsaber forms for gifted children, a Mon Calamari approach. This is not the Chosen One's rise. This is a slow-motion malpractice case in Jedi robes. The Clone Wars begin. Across the galaxy. Battle. Chaos. Droids, death. Inside Anakin, worse. Stress levels spike. Meal schedules vanish. Sleep becomes optional. His blood sugar reacts accordingly. 1 week, it's 72. The next, 398. At one point, he force chokes a can of compressed field rations because it looked at him weird. Clone medics try to help. They bring him nutrient slurries and low glycemic field packs. He throws one at a wall and screams, "I can feel the Force, not the macros." Eventually, he stops checking. He starts using the Force to guess his blood sugar. It's surprisingly effective. Palpatine sees all of this. He doesn't flinch. He leans in, whispers in Anakin's ear, "The Jedi fear your power, and your insulin needs." Anakin glares. Palpatine offers a gift, an insulin pump, custom sleek, red. It glows faintly with dark side energy. It monitors your sugar, doses you automatically. No more syringes, no more shame. Anakin says yes, not to save Padme, not to find peace, but because for once, he just wants to eat a fucking fruit bar without someone telling him it's not optimal for his journey. The official story? Obi-Wan bested Anakin in combat, a duel of legends, a clash of titans. Brotherhood shattered in flames. The truth? Anakin's blood sugar spiked mid-jump. He miscalculated the angle. The Force said one thing. His pancreas said another. He aimed for the platform. He missed. He landed in lava. Obi-Wan didn't win. Obi-Wan watched. He tried to help. Truly. But the only things within reach were half a granola bar and a bottle of blue milk. Neither were sealed. Neither were safe. Neither survived. And neither, tragically, did Anakin's lower body. He burned not for betrayal, not for ambition, but because he skipped breakfast and rage-fueled a lightsaber duel on a volcano. This wasn't the rise of Darth Vader, it was a cautionary tale about poor planning and the galaxy's most irresponsible field snack policy. He wakes, armored, rebuilt, terrifying, still diabetic. The suit monitors vitals. Badly. It beeps constantly, loudly, incorrectly. At one point, it tries to eject insulin every time he gets angry. By week 3, he's overdosed twice and thrown it against a wall. His helmet nags about sodium intake. His chest plate lights up every time he breathes near a carb. He tries to eat toast. It screams. Glycemic load exceeds recommended threshold. Palpatine is no help. "The dark side sustains you," he says, while handing Vader a tray of steamed root loaf and a cup of prune juice that Palps think counts as hydration. Vader endures. 2 meal rations. Restricted sodium. No flavor. No hope. No dessert. He rages through battlefields, crushing rebels with the Force, while silently wondering if his lunch had too much starch. At one point, a rebel pilot asks, "What's he even mad about?" The answer, low blood sugar, and a healthcare plan that consists of "Walk it off, Lord Vader." The Empire runs on fear, and paperwork, lots and lots of paperwork, and a food distribution system designed by whoever failed out of Death Star architecture school. Stormtrooper rations? Questionable. Pilot nutrition? Disastrous. The Death Star food court? A biochemical war crime only legal in some parts of New Jersey. Vader's meals arrive inconsistently, unbalanced, late. One tray shows up with 3 desserts labeled, "For Lord Vader, no swaps." He kills the officer who delivered it, slowly. The next tray has steamed broccoli. He kills that officer too, faster this time. Eventually, no one volunteers for food duty, so they automate it. Now his meals are dispensed by a protocol droid that mispronounces everything and once served him warm tap water and called it electrolyte soup. Vader tries to log a formal complaint. The system crashes. He tries again. It reroutes to Palpatine's personal kitchen. Palpatine responds with a note. "Anger fuels you. Bon appetit." Vader no longer eats. He endures nutrition and dreams of snacks. Cloud City, the duel, the reveal. "I am your father." A moment meant to break the galaxy. Instead, it's followed by a second, more urgent line. You should probably get screened for diabetes. Luke stares. Vader continues. It's genetic. The midichlorians don't help. Ask your aunt. They fight. They bond. They almost die. But midway through the emotional climax, Vader stumbles. The carbon freezing chamber is cold, stressful, dehydrating. Also, completely snackless. His helmet flickers a warning. Hypoglycemic event detected. He tries to focus. The Force helps. A little. But it's not strong enough to conjure a juice box. Luke escapes. Vader breathes heavy. Not from emotion. From low blood sugar in a room that doesn't even have a vending panel he doesn't follow. Because even the Dark Lord of the Sith needs a carb plan. Endor. The Empire falls. Vader falls with it. But not from rebellion. Not from redemption. From blood sugar. He lies there, scarred, gasping, dying. Luke removes the helmet. He expects wisdom, legacy, a final message from a once great warrior. Instead, a wheeze, a whisper, a warning. Never skip blood sugar readings. Luke nods, emotional, confused. Then realizes the helmet was tracking glucose the whole time. They burned the armor, not for honor, because the onboard medical data was so embarrassing. The Force Ghost appears later, silent, radiant, slightly translucent, and clutching an emergency snack pouch. The Chosen One fulfilled his destiny. He brought balance, not just to the Force, to carbs, to ketones, to a galaxy that had no idea what a basal rate was. Snack time is sacred. No one passes out during Form 3 anymore. Mace Windu's Force Ghost gives bi-weekly seminars titled Anger Management and Glucose Stability. Even Yoda admits, wise the snacks are. Because in the end, Anakin didn't save the galaxy with power. He saved it by managing a chronic condition no one understood, and proving that even a broken pancreas can still fulfill prophecy. All he needed was a snack. This has been Canon Chaos.